Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Astha Jain. Welcome to Mrs. Diva and today's live on how to increase the engagement and visibility of your Facebook group posts. So, okay, now that we have the topic with us, how about I give a small introduction of myself so that all of you know a bit more about me. So, some of you know me. My name is Astha Jain and I'm a business coach for women entrepreneurs. Hi Dr. Ritu, how are you doing? And I help women in growing their business, make it more scalable, more profitable and more sustainable also. And I keep bringing to you a lot of live sessions where I share best practices, how can you grow your business and how can you make it more scalable. Hi Kiran, how are you doing? Hi Harveena, hi Preeti, welcome you all to this session today. And thank you so much guys for joining in. I am just logging in from my laptop so that I can see your comments more easily. Thank you so much Kiran. Hi Kavita, welcome to the session. Okay. So I'm gonna be reading all your comments side by side. Keep dropping in a hello and hi as soon as you join the session. And okay, so Anita has also joined in. Hi Anita, how are you? Okay, so today's session is dedicated to a very it's a topic that is very difficult to deal with for a lot of us. But we really want to address this problem because Facebook and Facebook groups have become one of the biggest mediums for all of us to generate business leads, for all of us to generate visibility. Hi Anjaji, how are you doing? Generate visibility for our business, for ourselves, and it's the biggest source from where we are able to bring in more actual business. So we interact with a lot of people. Hi Purva, hi Namrita, hi Devalina, how are you all? Okay, so I guess we have a decent number of people with us. Let me just repeat the topic once again so that you guys know what we are going to talk about today. I'm going to share how can you increase the visibility and engagement on the posts that you are making in various Facebook groups. Yes, Namrita, finally you are able to join in. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. All right. So guys, what do we mean when we talk about or when we say that we get more visibility and more engagement in any group? It simply means that people are responding or people start responding to our posts, whether it is our engagement post, whether it is our sale post, whether it is an informational post, video post, anything. Hi Sakshi, hi Chavi, how are you guys? Right, so what we want actually is for more and more people to see our post in their feeds. That is what we want to do, and that is what we want to, thank you Chavi, that is what we want to achieve. And today I'm going to talk about actionable tips for you that you can use as kind of a checklist. So keep these points. Thank you Asha, thank you so much. So keep these points today as a kind of a checklist for you. You can anytime come back and note down all these topics for yourself. Today just try to understand what I'm trying to explain to you. And hi Julie, hi Vibha. Okay, and just try to follow these points. It will basically be a routine that you have to follow, because to generate visibility and to generate engagement on Facebook or in any Facebook group also, it requires a lot of time. It requires a lot of consistent work. You will have to invest time in that platform. Hi Neha, hi Pooja, hi Priyanka, how are you all? So guys, it is something that will not come overnight. You will not be able to achieve it overnight or even in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. It's something that you have to work on constantly. Consistently, you will have to keep working on these points, and then you will start to see the results after say like 4 to 5 weeks. You will start getting results, but for you to get actual benefit out of it, it will take some more time. So without further ado, let's just start with the points. Okay, so I have a few comments. Please let me just go through them. Thank you, Purva. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you so much. Hi, Rakhi. How are you? So, okay. So, Rakhi, I am now. So, Rakhi had this problem that her posts of course, in Mrs. Diva groups were not getting a lot of engagement. But we did this session actually for our registered members earlier and for our coaching clients. And I think Rakhi had attended, and Rakhi would share how beneficial these points have been for her, because before I began this session, I just checked Rakhi's engagement in the group, and Rakhi, to me it looks like your latest posts are getting some kind of engagement, and some of them are in fact performing very good. So Rakhi's case could be a validation of all the points that I'm going to discuss with you guys today. Okay, so hi Sangeeta, hi Shalini. Okay guys, so the first point that I want you all to keep in mind, and for you all to be very careful about, is to check the privacy option for the post that you're sharing in the group. Now what happens is, hi Sangeeta, thank you so much. Now what happens is that sometimes you share the post from your personal profile in the group, and you set the privacy to either only friends or to a specific audience. When you share this post in the group, a lot of group members will not be able to see your post, and there is no way for you to find out that your posts are going unnoticed. Hi Divya, hi Srividya. No, that's okay, completely fine. We have just started, Srividya, so you have not missed anything. This is the first point that I'm discussing. So always check the privacy option of your post. It should be set to public if you want to share. Hi Mama, how are you? Thank you for joining. If you want to share it in the groups. And the reason I'm saying this is because if it is set on friends, your friends also will not be able to find out that your posts are not visible to rest of the people, right? So this is very important, because they will just keep seeing your posts because they are your friends, and you have set the privacy to friends only, and there is no way for you to find out that your posts are not visible to the other group members. They will keep seeing that content not visible, or the post is not available, which is of course not a good sign. If someone cannot see the post, how will be how can we expect them to respond to that post? So keep this thing in mind, that if you are sharing from your personal profile, always try to set the privacy to the public. So Rakhi is saying, yeah, your tip worked for me. After commenting on self-post is doing better than before. Yes, so that is something that we just discussed some time back, Rakhi. I think that tip I gave in the group just a few days back. But yes, of course, this is one tip that works amazingly well for a lot of people. Whenever you make a post, I'm just repeating it. Whenever you make a post in any of the groups, and it is either approved by the admin, or even if it is pre-approved, you are a pre-approved person in any group, after some time go to the post and make a small meaningful comment on it. You do not have to write a long essay on it, just make one small meaningful comment. It could either just be thanks admin for the post approval. See the magic, how that post starts to appear in other people's feed. So yes, Rakhi, I mean, this was something, this problem, privacy problem, was initially first, it got into my notice because of Rakhi's post only. Divya is asking how to check that privacy setting now. So Divya, just go to your own post that you have made on your personal profile and ensure. So there is this privacy option along with the timestamp, where you get the timestamp of the post. Just click on it and see that it is set to public. Harbina is asking, the privacy needs to be changed from our personal profiles. So yes, Harbina, if you are sharing the post from your personal profile, if you have made that original post in your personal profile and you're sharing it from there, then you have to ensure that the original post that you made must be set to public. Pooja is asking, Astha, will you share the link to watch this session later again? Yes, Pooja, so this will be on the page itself. Don't worry, you can watch it as many times as you want. This live session will stay here only. So Shalini is saying, when we post in the group, we set public, and when done, we set it to friends. Shalini, so I mean, this is a bit unclear to me. So if you are making any post from your personal profile, so I'll try to make you understand what I'm saying. If you are making any post from your personal profile, you're writing anything on your personal profile and sharing it from there in any group, then that post has to be set on public. Privacy option जो है उसका public होना चाहिए. If you still don't understand, please speak to me later on, or please just drop me a WhatsApp message. I would be happy to explain it to you once again. Thank you, Kiran. Hi, Smriti. How are you doing? Hi, Neha. How are you? Okay. So, I'm so sorry, guys. Let me. That's my Siri that has. Sorry, Siri got activated. So sorry. Okay, so Priyanka is saying, Asa, you know this, my personal and business profiles are different. Yes, Priyanka. So that's completely fine. I'm talking about any of the profiles. So we should be changing the entire privacy policy. No, Harbina, don't change the entire privacy policy. Just change it for that particular post. So for that particular post that you want to share, because whenever you're making a post, so I'll give you a small example. When you were sharing that post from your personal profile of introducing new wallpapers, set that post to public option, to the public setting, because you know that you will be sharing this post in various Facebook groups. So that ways it will be easier for you. In case where you are sharing some personal pictures that you want only your friends and family to see, then you set it to friends option. Otherwise, for any business related or work related post that you want people to see, try to share it with the public option. Okay. So I think I've taken the first point as the most difficult one. No problem, guys. Keep sharing your. Hi, Dr. Poonam. How are you doing? Okay. Yes, Julie, definitely you can set the privacy option on your personal profile for every post. Okay. Thank you. Most welcome, Shalini. Great. Okay. So then I'm moving on to the next point. Second point is making engagement posts, guys. So a lot of times I have seen that people, they just keep sharing their own sale posts, their own collection posts, or they just make posts when they want to sell something. Please understand, guys, that not everybody on Facebook is coming to shop for your product. We have to understand that there are people, or these people are there on Facebook for entertainment. They might wanna know something new about their friends or family, or they're just there to interact with people. Hi Chitali, how are you doing? So please understand that if we keep making our sale posts, just our business related posts, they might stop responding to it, because they will not even like the post. They might not even feel interested in it. So it's a very general and genuine thing that I am not on Facebook all the time to buy something. Now, how do I make these people, or how do I encourage these people to interact with me? That is the question. I make engagement posts. I make an interesting post. I ask a simple question from them. I ask or I write, post something that encourages them or that persuades them to interact with my post. A very big reason of why people don't like our post is, and at times we feel that nobody is interacting with us, they don't like our work, or we feel this way. But the biggest problem is that they probably don't see our post in their feeds, and this is why we need engagement posts. We need posts that they need to see our lighter side also. They need to see posts from us that are not always related to the work. These are the posts that persuade them and that encourages them to interact with us. We want them to hit that like button, or we want them to comment on it or something like that. Why? Because once they start doing it, once they start commenting on our post or liking our post, then they will see updates from us in their feeds. Then they will start getting our sale posts also in their own feeds. Otherwise, they do not even receive that post, or they do not even see our post in their feeds. And once people start interacting, the Facebook algorithm also gets to know that your content is interesting for this person or these set of people, and then it starts to show your post to these people. Okay, so Priyanka is saying I've started a Tuesday trivia. Yes, that's a great idea. Great idea, Priyanka. Okay. Now, third point is group interaction. So guys, all of us know that interacting with other people's posts, and I've been saying this for a very long time, that once you start interacting with other people, that's when they start interacting with you. You have to initiate it, you have to initiate conversations, you have to initiate encouraging other people, and that's when they start to, you know, respond to your posts. Now the question is that enough? My answer would be, this is a great beginning, but to take it to the next level, what you should try to do is to get active on your Facebook, in that particular group or in other groups also. So basically on your feed at least 10 minutes before you make that post and 10 minutes after you make that post. Now what does this mean? This means that start interacting with people. So scroll up your feed before you are making a post. So guys, please understand that making a post and getting yourself noticed on Facebook, getting yourself noticed in Facebook groups, it's not an easy task. It involves a lot of thought process, it involves a lot of thinking, and a lot of you know, strategy goes into it. Why? Because Facebook or any social media is governed by algorithms, and we have to work according to it so that it gives us benefit. One of this you know, this tip I always teach to my Instagram coaching clients. So someone who is taking coaching, business coaching from me for growing their Instagram account, I always share this tip with them. But this also works well for Facebook groups. Whenever you want to, or you are going to make a post in any of the Facebook groups, try to stay active on Facebook feed, in that group's feed, for at least 10 minutes before and after. This, you will definitely see a change in the response that you are getting on your post, and do let me know. Okay, now when I say interaction, I mean a meaningful interaction. So don't just go about and you know, write anything for that matter in the comment section. Try to give out meaningful comments. Try to say something that adds value to it. So you can either appreciate also, which is completely fine, but if you are sharing an opinion, share some meaningful opinion on that post, and then you will notice this difference that a lot of people have you know, started interacting back on your own posts. Okay, so I was actually listening to an expert once, and she said that before you you know, post in any Facebook group, start interacting on Messenger. So I know that a lot of people you know, either read it from Google or they just say it like that, you have to start interacting on Messenger, but I don't think that gives a lot of value or benefit to you, because of course it's like common sense that Messenger interaction is one-to-one interaction. So to activate your feed is a better idea for you all to so Shalini is saying, sorry ma'am, I have to leave. Yes, so Shalini, you can come back and watch this video any point in time. Come back on the page and watch the video. You'll find all the points here itself. Okay. So I was saying that interact on your feed, interact in the group 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after. So Preeti is asking, I have to interact on my post or any other post on that group where I have posted. So Preeti, you have to either interact on your Facebook feed, so the feed that we get when we open up. Try to like some posts, try to engage on the post that you are seeing, then open up the group where you are about to make the post and scroll up and see what other members are posting, interact on their posts. So before when I said that you have to interact 10 minutes before you have made the post, that means you are responding to other people's posts in the group. Hi Sonia, thank you. I'm good. How are you doing? Yes, Smriti. So I think Smriti, you have also attended this session that we did for registered members earlier, and I guess this point has been useful for you. Great. So hi Resham, lovely to see you too here attending the session. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Resham. Okay. Then my fourth point is post time. So guys, it is very important for us to know that we do not post very late at night or very early in the morning. So it is like for everybody, it is like a, they have their own schedules. They might not be active very late at night in the group or very early in the morning. So think of a decent time, do a little bit of experiment, experiment a bit around various times, so you can maybe make a post early in the morning once, then try around noon time, lunch time, evening time, and see which time is this is working out best for you. Thank you, Srividya. Thank you, Divya. Okay, so my fifth point is balancing your post from page and personal profile. So a lot of times what I've seen is that people upload the post directly from their profile in the group. That is a good thing to do, guys, but because you keep doing just that, your Facebook page does not get as much attention. What you can alternatively do is pick up the link of the Facebook page where you have posted that say collection, or you have made any post. Pick up that link and post it from your profile in the group. So that will give you a little bit of balance between the page also will start getting some attention. People will start noticing the name of your page. So that is also very important. So Kavita is saying, I get most response on my post after 11 p.m. Yes, so if that time is working for you, Kavita, that is amazing. That's wonderful. But see whether you are posting it that time or people are seeing the post in their feeds after that time. So there is a difference. If you, whenever you make a post, it takes some time for people to scroll through their feeds and get to your post. So just try to notice this. That whether you are posting after 11 p.m. is good for you, or it is the response time that is after 11 p.m. and then make post accordingly. So Arbina is saying some groups do not allow page links and WhatsApp links. Is there a way we can reach out to people who are interested in our products? So yes, Harbina, I know sadly some groups, they do not allow us to post their our Facebook page links, but in that case you cannot do anything. You probably just have to upload from your personal profile, even though this is something that I personally don't understand. And in my session for Facebook group admins, I kind of requested them to open this option, that because Facebook page is very, very important for all women entrepreneurs, for all business owners, and ideally they should allow it. But if they are not allowing it, then I mean there is no option apart from sharing it from your personal profile only. Okay. So Kavita is saying, yes, I've started posting around that time only. Then it's great, Kavita. So that means your experiment of posting after 11 p.m. is working great for you. You can continue with that time itself. Okay. So my sixth point is offering. Hi Monica, hi Shreya, thank you for joining in, guys. So my sixth point is offering genuine help in group. Guys, try to share your knowledge in the group. It's okay, it's completely fine. A lot of times we feel skeptical that we are giving out or we are sharing our information free of cost. Don't worry about it. Just try to make meaningful conversations. Just try to give out advice. So especially, this is especially for people who are in service industry. If you're coaches, or if you are if you're into health industry, it is very important for people to start seeing you as an expert. And for them to see you as an expert, it is important that you start giving out genuine advice and good advice to the people, so that when they follow it, they will definitely come back and then they'll respond to you that yes, this thing has worked for me. So this session is the biggest validation of this thing. A lot of you guys who have attended this session, closed session earlier, you are telling me what is working for you. So Chaitali is asking, should we allow WhatsApp group links on post? Chaitali, is it that you want to ask that as a group admin, should you allow WhatsApp group links on post or not? If that is the case, then let me know. So I mean, then I can answer this question in a much better way. Okay. So genuinely try to help people, genuinely share your knowledge. That's a great idea. Yes, Sakshi. So Sakshi Chug, she's the latest example of how helping people can work out. She did this great session for all of us via Mrs. Diva, and she was she was ready to share out information. So she was doing this tarot reading session, and she also shared how can people overcome their problem. Not just a yes and no session, she was helping genuinely people out. And I am sure if you do it that way, you definitely get the benefit. Probably not in the same session, maybe after 2 days, 3 days, 1 month, 1 week, but then definitely people come back to you. Okay, so Harbina is saying, yes, I've started engaging with people and it helped me a lot. Definitely it will, Harbina, definitely. Okay. Now, my 7th point is concentrate your efforts. So of late I'm seeing that there are a lot of people who have got into the habit of group hopping. Guys, you have to understand that unless you focus your efforts, chalk out 10, 12, 15, 20 groups for yourself and concentrate on them first. So what you do is you interact in a group, you create a momentum, and by the time you are about to reap the benefits of that momentum that you have created, you leave that group and you shift on to another group. Why? Because there is a new group and you want to get free postings there or something like that. I try to avoid it, guys. It's okay, join in new groups, definitely, but then create a core group of 12 to 15 to 18 groups where you are very active and where you are actively sharing what you are doing. So keep experimenting, that's completely fine, but then don't leave this core group of these core 12 or 15 groups that you have decided for yourself, because then people have just started to know you in that group. People have just started to notice you, and once they come into that mode that they have started believing in you, you just vanish from that group. How is that going to help you? How is that going to create that lasting impression in the minds of the people who have started noticing you? That was the time when they started interacting with you. That was the time when they started noticing your comments, and you have left the group. You have taken what you have actually done for yourself is harming your business a bit more, even though you thought that going to a new group will give you new audience. Why? Because you forgot that you have already created an audience in this particular group. Yes, so Shreya also messaged me that she understands this point very well. So try to follow this thing, guys, that keep a core group of core set of 12-15 groups of shortlist these groups that are working well for you or that have good audience for you to pitch your products, and stay very active in those groups. It's fine to join in new groups and to explore their audiences. That's completely fine. Okay, yes, now 8th point is very important. Try to so Neha is saying 12, 13 is a little more. I know. So thank you so much, Neha, that you find Mrs. Diva the most professional group. Thank you so much. But I am saying 10, 12. So I mean, if you ask me, even I will not be active in more than 5 to 6 groups. So because for me it gets a lot, but then I would want to leave this decision up to you guys, that if you are able to manage, get into or create a core set of 12 to 13 groups if possible for you. Okay, then 8th point is very important, guys. Try to understand it. Group identification and finding out which group audience is working out for you. So every group that is there on Facebook is it has a strategy. The admin has a strategy of what they want to promote in the group, and similarly the people who are joining the group come there with an intent. They have something in their mind. So there are a lot of women groups that are working great, and they have the intention of being a fun group, which is completely fine. Their vision is to have fun. Their vision is to that members get to know each other, members enjoy in the group, which is great. But if you keep pitching your products in just these groups, how will you expect these audiences to react or to engage with your work post? That is my point. Please understand this point, that so guys, these are a bit long comments. I'm going to read them after this session definitely and respond to them. I'm just continuing with the point. So I was saying that it is very important for us to understand the direction in which the admin is steering the group, because group members' intentions are similar. They are in a group either for fun, they are in a group either for learning, either for interaction. It is okay if if a group is there and they are allowing a few fun posts also, then that's completely fine. But if it is a group which is totally for fun, which is like an online kitty for women, which is of course a great thing, but then how can we expect the members to be to take our work post seriously all the time? They are not there for that reason. They like that group because that group is helping them lighten up, helping them relieve their stress a little bit. So please understand this thing, that you have to identify the group on the basis of the intent. If it is a professional group, if it is an official group where people are sharing information and others also are there with the same intent, that okay, I know that this group is for work, I know that this group is for play, I know that this group is for sharing just about my kids' progress. So these are the different types of various intents with which the groups are made. So identify for yourself which group's direction or which group's conversations are aligning with your business goals. And why am I saying this is because these days all of us, or rather I think most of us, we are trying to build our business through groups. That's why this point becomes very important for us to understand. Let me know if you guys don't understand it. I would be happy to explain it to you once again. Okay. Then my 9th point is content. Give out quality content, guys. Give out valuable information. Share valuable tips. So you can juggle between the type of the content. It could be a video, it could be a picture, it could be a simple text, it could be notes, it could be poll, it could be anything. But please try to juggle between different types of content that you share, and share out valuable information, quality information, and try to not upload the pictures that are not of good quality. So basically upload good quality pictures, guys. If you're taking pictures from your phone, it is completely fine. The quality, it's not that you have to go out and buy a DSLR and then click pictures. If you are posting pictures from your cell phone only, just make sure that they are clear, they're not hazy, or they're not, your hand was not shaky when you were clicking that picture, because it's very obvious, guys, no platform would want to show a bad quality picture to their clients, right? So to their users, so they would ideally want that they show good quality content to their users. So that's why it becomes important for us to share good quality pictures. Okay. Now 10th point is content on your page. We forget that we are bringing people onto our Facebook page, and we at times either don't share on the page, or we don't post unrelated things on the page. We should try to avoid this, guys. I have also seen that a lot of pages have, or page admins have been they invite people with that have got nothing to do with their own topic for the live session. So they would invite an expert who has a totally different field than what is her own field, but they just want to invite them. Guys, try to avoid this. Why? Because your page followers have liked your page for a reason, for the kind of content that you were sharing, right? So for example, if you are into astro, or if you are a tarot reader and you call a baker, for example, for a live session, it is possible that your fans might not like it, and this may lead to unfollows. But we at times forget this point, and we just think that we should collaborate and I should collaborate. So either you have something in your mind, either you do it with a motive. If there is a motive, then clearly communicate it to your page fans. If not, then just try to avoid it, because unnecessarily you are giving fans a reason to unfollow. They would say that if I wanted to see a baker, I would go to the baker's page and see her page. Why will I come to you? I have come here for astro tips, or I have come here for tarot tips. I would not want to indulge in baking or any kind of, so for example, mountaineering updates or something like that. So be very careful, the kind of about the kind of content that you are sharing on your page. Okay, so next point, 11th point is niche identification, guys. Once again, very important point. Try to understand, if you start dealing in 7, 8, 10, 12, 6 different kind of services, different kind of everything you're doing, people will not tend to remember you. They will not be able to recollect about you. They will not be able to connect you with your particular or with your core services or products. Try to identify your niche, try to create a name in your niche, and you cannot do it just in 7, 8, 10 months also, or 1.5 years also. Try to create a name first for yourself in a particular line. If you are dealing in services, then I have 1, 2, max 3 services. Or products, if you're dealing in products, try to deal in with your core products. And if you're adding products, try to add related products. So it is I at times I see that people are into very varied lines, that at times works for not for your benefit, guys. So try to identify your niche and stick to your strengths, your core services, guys. So that is something which is very, very important for you, to stick to your strengths, right? This is something that I have also learned myself in my whole tenure of startup journey, that try to play to your strengths first. What we do is we try to focus on the weakness, and we try to learn a lot of things and then come up with that. Before you get into that, try to play on your strengths and stay in your core product or your services. Create a name for yourself, and then you will see that people, when you introduce something new, people will definitely follow your new service or your new set of products also. So for people who are into products, it is okay, completely fine to introduce related products, but try not to get into very, very varied products. Okay. 12th point, group memberships. So I get this question asked a lot, that which group's membership should we buy? So guys, my suggestion always would be that if you are in the beginning phase, if you are starting up, and if you are struggling with your finances, if you are on a budgeted this thing for your marketing, instead of getting a very, very expensive just one membership, try to get the membership of medium sized groups, and you can probably take 2, 3, 4, 5 memberships in that in that kind of audience. Why? Because most of these bigger groups, they have a lot of people, and to manage postings, they allot days for the postings, for people, paid member, to share their products. Now imagine if there is a very, very big group and they are allowing posting only on 2 or 3 days, every paid member is sharing on those 2-3 days. So for you to for who is for a beginner, you have just entered that group, you will have to spend a lot of time and energy to get yourself noticed. Whereas if you are in a medium range of number of group members group, it becomes a little bit easier for you to get noticed, because these groups then allow you to share probably every day, which is something you need in the beginning. So try to balance it in that way, that instead of taking a very, very expensive membership, try to take memberships that are within your pocket, and you can increase the number of memberships. Take the membership of 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups, or if possible 7, 8 groups also. So similarly, of course, you also have to identify the approach of the admin. The admin should try to help you out, because you get to know. I mean, luckily I have been connected with people, admins also. So Sonia is there, Neha is there, and I have gathered that they are trying to help their group members, but then a lot of you come back and tell me that there are certain other groups that are not at all supportive. Guys, try not to waste your time on such groups, you know, because then there are a lot of other groups that are more helpful for women entrepreneurs. Spend your time there. So the approach of admin is very, very important for you to get more visibility. Okay. Great. So my 13th point rather is acknowledgement. Guys, acknowledge each comment. Acknowledge each comment that you get on your post. It is very, very helpful. People feel special, and that's what we all want to feel. We want to feel heard, right? So when you are making a post, you want people to respond onto that. Similarly, when someone takes out time to respond to your post, write a small thank you, or just acknowledge that you have read the comment and say a little bit something to appreciate them, or just say that you have been so kind to me. It creates good relationships, right, guys? So in the end, it all comes down to creating these bonds with each other, or bonds with your clients, or relationship with your client. This lasts for long. This is something that is going to take you places. And this comes when we acknowledge other people. Even if someone is, so in my initial days when I was like starting to or learning to get noticed in the groups, what I used to do is, or even till today you might find on my page or in the group, I thank even the people who have liked the post. So I will tag their name and I write, thank you so much for liking the post. So I'm not saying that you have to do it on every post, but at times just do it, and see next time those people who you have thanked, they definitely comment on your post. So that's something that is a benefit for you. Okay, so and yes, of course, one very important point, instead of bumping, a lot of people write bump, B-U-M-P, on their post to bring their post up in people's feed. Avoid doing that, guys. Instead of that, just write some meaningful thing related to the topic that you have shared in that post, and see, people will definitely start noticing it. Okay. Then of course, my next point is, if possible, do live sessions, share a short text post. You can ask simple questions. So questions are a great way to get people's attention. They actually want to answer. So if it is a simple question like yes or no, or they have to choose one thing, they tend to respond. So give them very easy questions, that please choose A option, B option, C or D option. So something like that. Hi Zainab, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so this really, and of course, CTA, call to action. Ask people, tell people what you want them to do. It really helps. You have to tell them that, either share this post, like this post, or share your opinion, or whatever you want them to do. Call us for more information, visit our website, like our Facebook page. Tell them what you want them to do. So I know it might not be possible for each and every post, but try to include this into your, generally in your post. So Resham is saying, when you thank someone for commenting, does that brings the post up again? Definitely, because Resham, it is a reaction. It is a reaction. Every reaction on a post counts. So if you are thanking someone, of course you have tagged that person, you have made a comment which adds into the reaction of your post, and you never know which reaction works, and your post comes up in the feed. So of course in that person's feed, definitely it is going to come, and then if they respond to it, if they like it, then it is more probable that the other people also get to see it. That's why I said that thanking is, of course, one, it helps in building up relationships. Second, it also gives you that visibility, so it comes up in the feeds of people. So that's why it is a great idea. Thank you so much, Toshi. How are you doing? Okay, so my I think yes, so this is my third last tip for the day, tagging. Earlier in my post I requested all of you guys, so do not tag a lot of people in your post. Don't try to keep repeating the tags. Tag just 5 people in your post, that too on alternate post, and different set of 5 people every time, because that makes a little bit easier for your post to get visibility. And of course people also do not get they at times people get angry that you're tagging us in all your posts. Try to avoid doing that. Just try to tag 5 different people in every alternate post, and that works great for you, because then these people who have interacted will start noticing your post. Okay, then guys, my second last point is 1 or 2 posts in a group. This will not make any difference. You will not be able to see how the group is performing for you or how the post is performing for you. A lot of times people tell me that I'll make a post and I'll see the reaction. Guys, it's absolutely impossible for you to understand how the group is working out for you with just one single post. So I also got to know that a lot of groups are offering per post basis paid plans. I have no clue how will that work out. Guys, there is absolutely no way that you will be able to get sustainable visibility or good visibility or engagement if you have just made one post in a group in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. This is not possible. Don't fall for this trap. I know that a lot of you think that we'll just make one post and we'll get sales from it or we'll get a huge response. This happens very rarely, guys, very rarely. So try to be consistent. Social media is more about consistency, guys. It's more about how consistent you are in your posting, or how consistent you are in your work on social media, and that is what that is what helps you. So a lot of times people ask me that whenever you make a post, even if it is in some other group, you get visibility. How is that possible? So guys, I don't do anything special. I mean, I don't have any any jadoo ki chadi for that. It's just that whenever I'm making a post, I try to be active, and I am very consistent with my social media schedule. I have my social media calendar, and I'm very consistent with it. That is why and this has come up very gradually. So over a period of last 1.5 years, I have become so consistent and so active on my Mrs. Diva page, because earlier it was something else. But then for the last 1.5 to 2 years, I'm very consistent, and this is why I'm seeing organic growth on my page. So that is what I want to tell you, that consistency, being consistent, is very important. Okay, so Habina is saying, I can see people here in the session who have started to support me, and I'm trying to do the same. Your tips have, thank you so much, Harbina. This is the biggest validation for me as a coach, for my tips and for my research work, that you guys are coming back and telling me that these things are working for you. Thank you so much, Harbina. Thank you. Thanks to each one of you who have been commenting this thing. I'm so sorry, I've missed a few comments in between. I'm so sorry, but thank you each one of you. Okay, yes, so my last tip for today, guys, is patience with marketing campaigns. So a lot of times I hear from people that we did this marketing campaign, it did not work for us, or we did that, it did not work for us. Guys, marketing needs patience, marketing needs planning. As much as you can plan everything, there are certain factors that are not in your hands, and they might differ from time to time. So if you have created a marketing plan for yourself, stick to it for some time, give it some time before you discard it, or before you decide that it's not working at all for you. So try to keep some patience. If you have any issues, you can definitely come back to me and speak to me, and we can chalk out a marketing plan for you. But whenever you make a campaign or design a campaign for yourself, or design any marketing activity for yourself, give it some time, keep some patience. If you have run some Facebook contests, run at least 2 to 3 contests on same kind of pattern, with proper intervals, and with the learning of what you have done first time. So a lot of times people miss writing what they have learned from their previous campaigns, because then you will keep on repeating the same mistake. I always ask all my coaching clients, all my mentees, to keep jotting down, noting down what has worked for them. Likhna zaruri hai, so that you don't forget it. Make digital notes, is completely fine, but try to write it down what has worked for you, and incorporate those points next time with new ideas and additions, guys. So this was the last tip for the day, guys. I would be very happy if you share your feedback with me about this session today. If you like the session, please hit the share button and please share it so that it reaches more and more people. And please do share your feedback with me. If you have any questions, you can either write down in the comment section or drop me a WhatsApp message, and I'm going to answer to all your queries. Thank you so much for staying with me for so long and watching this session. You guys have been wonderful audience. Thank you so much, and bye bye everyone.